Welcome back to this third and final hour of Hereticus, the 26th session.
Yes.
And we are in the midst of a desperate battle against Dark Eldar, who have boarded the cruiser. So, here's the thing. Medea, since you're top of the round, I'm going to let you...
Oh, we should probably mention the 100 roll.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a bit, but,
Okay,
I
sure,
want to let you guys, in this case Medea, see if she can eliminate the last of the real threat, which is these sword wielders. So if you would like to attack him, you may. Otherwise, something will happen.
Well, she doesn't know they're almost there.
No, she doesn't.
And
None of you
she's
do.
still in the middle of a fight.
Yep.
Aw, I'm
Can you re-roll?
re-rolling that.
Okay.
Last re-roll, but still.
Yeah,
Ha!
Much better.
much better.
So
Fail your fucking Dutch, asshat.
Nope.
nope, he really doesn't. So
Ass
let's see
hat.
how many degrees he succeeds by.
When we're done with today, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna count how many times you rolled under a 10 on the 100, Heine.
It's been insane. It really has.
If you could do that,
Don't,
and then
it'll
all the
be
times,
depressing.
and then all the times we've done worse, and then could you please write it out in a formal complaint to Nuffle and burn it? So it reaches
I'll
him?
definitely consider it.
Okay,
Yes.
so here's what happens. Medea doesn't get her moment in the spotlight as she fails to kill this Dark Eldar. What does happen though, and the reason why we've been rolling these D100s at the end of each turn, is that during their stay on the cruiser, the acolytes have done a marvelous job of training the personnel in the cruiser and helping set up defenses and all that. And this actually becomes a thing now because the kill team has given a direct order to everyone on board the cruiser to make sure that their way is clear to reach the bridge, and the captain and the navigator primarily, and the acolytes secondarily. So and we rolled each turn to see if there was some kind of hindrance, some kind of obstacle the kill team would have to take care of first, or they had a clear line to the bridge. And as it happened, they did indeed have a clear line. So because of the training, because of that initiative by the characters, it would have to be 91 to 100 for there to be an obstacle for the kill team, and that would basically delay them for a round. And you did roll 96 on your last roll, but this is a communal thing, so Chris basically sacrificed one of Akalon's fate points, and the reroll came out at a 57. This means that the kill team is not hindered. Their progress is not obstructed by any enemies, as the Imperial forces valiantly defend the cruiser. And the kill team does arrive at the bridge, and they are able to, and you guys with the kill team, the battle basically swings in your favor, with this added help from these superhuman angels of death, and they spread death and carnage on the last remaining Dark Eldar, in combination with you guys, of course, as you mop up the last of the Dark Eldar forces. And
You can believe it to the
Is
Space
there any
Marines.
is there any chance that the Ultramarine, I believe that was their apothecary, could take a look at our bleeding psyker?
well, so that's the thing, is that their primary objective while the battle is ongoing is of course the
Yeah, of
captain
course.
and the navigator. But
I can do it.
Yeah, we can absolutely have
Oh, right, you have Medica as well. Excellent.
have Prue look at Akalon.
So does Medea. But her intelligence is ridiculously low.
So how many wounds did you get, Akalon? I think you can roll Medicaid once per wound, and that is once per injury, not per wound in a
God.
mechanical sense. Do you remember?
How many
I think
wounds
he
I
had 2.
received?
I think he got 2. Or no, sorry, including the ones that didn't take him below 0.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be 4. I
Yes,
believe.
4 in total. Yes, there was the initial strike from the boarding ram. Then there was the one attack that hit the cover mostly,
Yeah.
and then the 2 shots from the splinter cannon.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So here's what we'll do. I will find the rules for the Medikai skill,
Yes.
and we will see what critical damage. Okay, so you get to Prue. You basically get to roll your Medikai 4 times because there's been
4 distinct
4
wounds.
hits, 4 distinct wounds.
Okay.
So for each success you get, for every time you succeed on a test, you heal 1 critical damage from Akalon.
Okay. I should note, by the way, that I can staunch blood loss as a half action due to my Mechadendrite.
Ooh.
That is a pretty good thing to do, because
Yes.
otherwise Akalon...
Seeing as he's suffering from blood loss, that's probably a really good thing.
So I think that's the first thing I do.
Does that require a roll, or is it just something you can do?
Let's see. The Mechadendrite's flesh staplers may be used to staunch blood loss as a half action.
Okay, you do
It's
that.
just what it says.
Yeah, you do that then.
But I also have that the Mechadendrite gives me a +10, and I have a Medikai kit that gives me +20, so I should be good.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
you want me to roll, right?
Yeah, for the wounds, not for the staunching of the blood, but that's
Right.
just
I'll roll for the wounds.
Okay.
Nice.
And that was 4 times, right?
Yes, please.
Very nice. Hella nice.
Cool.
Oh,
So
nice.
That is pretty damned awesome.
you regain 4 critical damage, Chris, or
Yep.
Akalon, and you're no longer suffering from blood loss. So
Okay.
then,
Are you all right, Akalon?
So what does that mean? I'm at -3.
if you were at -7 before, then yes, you are -3.
Okay.
So you're still looking pretty banged up, but yes.
We're looking quite pale.
Rest and care will help with that.
Yes.
Yes.
You might want
Yeah.
to check the rest of us as well, by the way, because we're all wounded.
The kill team thing, is that the guys who were really happy about killing shit?
Yes.
They are
They're very gregarious, dude.
Yep, the Space Marines.
That's them?
Yep.
Holy crap, they must be horrible to be against.
They are. It is typically said that and this may be an exaggeration, but 1 Space Marine is worth 1,000 ordinary soldiers.
I mean, slight exaggeration, yes, but
Or is it?
Still, or is it?
But yes.
Yeah, they are absurdly powerful. The weapons they use are huge. I mean, they do more damage with their basic weapons than we do with heavy weapons in some cases. It's insane.
Yes.
I remember the saying I remember reading from, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Creed, saying, give me 100 Space Marines, or failing that, give me 1,000 other troops.
So yeah.
And
In
that's-
that case, she'll flash them a huge grin with a, that was a good fight.
I think Klaas at this point, Klaas is a space wolf. He's the gregarious one of them, and he flashes an equally wide smile and says, "Well, it seems you were able to hang on until we arrived, eh?"
There's a very shaky, the mechanical arm, Akalon's mechanical arm shakily rises and makes the
Thumbs up.
No, he makes the Calixis sector standard insult for go fornicate with your mother.
Oh. Oh. Well, since it's Klaas you're doing it, he just cracks up.
Yes.
He's having a jolly time.
You
So-
okay, Akalon?
Probably not a good idea to do to a Smurf Marine, but
No, but I think pissing off a Smurf Marine is worth dying for. I've had. No, I must say this has not been a good day.
He is alive.
That
I
is
can
true.
hear that.
I count my blessings.
Who
My faith
else
is assured.
needs? Are any of you in need of my assistance?
Yeah,
I
could you
think-
reattach my arm?
I think if you start it with Medea and then take a look at my leg afterwards.
Of course.
Medea looks at her arm.
Wait, did your arm come off? I can't see from
Not
here.
completely. Just slightly.
So did you
Ah.
take critical damage, Medea?
No, but she did get one huge slash in her arm that reduced to 8.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
So just a normal Medicaid test for her.
Yes.
There you go.
So that is
What does that-
you get so what is your intelligence bonus, Prue?
4.
So you get 4 wounds back, Medea.
Thanks.
The arms should not need replacement.
Oh,
I suppose I could amputate it.
it would take long, wouldn't it?
Yes. And there's no guarantee a new limb would be... Well, it would probably be better, but we are not in possession of that many replacement limbs.
Nah, we're also still not in the clear. Maybe another time.
Yes. And she goes to Francesca.
And Suspicious, did you have critical damage?
Yes, I'm at -3,
-3?
but I have 2 wounds.
2 wounds, so 2 Medikite tests, and for each success you get 1 wound back. Or remove 1 critical, or whatever.
No!
So that's one of them. Still,
Yes.
that takes me down to -2.
Indeed.
At least makes her able to walk on the damn thing again.
Can I do myself?
Well, you do have a Space Marine apothecary. You can ask for some assistance. Apothecaries being the medics of the Space Marines.
Yes.
I assume that means no, you can't fix up yourself.
I don't think. Well, it depends on. I'd say it really depends on the nature of the wound. So
I mean, I got to -1 and got my sword knocked out of my hand.
okay. I'm going to.
I have an extra limb that can help me.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that you can.
Yay. That's just 1 for myself, yes, since I have
Yep.
1 crit,
Indeed.
or whatever it's called.
Yes.
I'm much better at myself, apparently.
Apparently.
What does that give me?
You know
So it
yourself
just-
better.
So if you were at -1, you are now at 0, basically.
Cool.
Okay, and so the Space Marines and their apothecary goes around seeing if there's anyone else who's in need of either medical assistance or the Emperor's mercy.
Same for me.
Yeah, and so that's just about the point where the navigator proclaims that you are now ready to enter warp. So everything is made ready for that.
Where's the Emperor?
So at this point, they don't really care much about any remaining Dark Eldar, and this is deliberate. This is Watch Sergeant Enoch's order to just, well, of course, defend if they attack, but other than that, just let them suffer as you enter into warp. And then eventually the order is given, and you enter the Imperium. And so, is there anything specifically that you would like to do as characters?
Chat with the other person who looks like this was a good fight. That's being the gregarious man with a
Yup.
wolf pelt.
Okay.
You know, casually chatting with, where were you when all this started? That was quick.
Well, so he relates a tale of blood and carnage and and death and destruction, and he seems absolutely delighted all the while telling this story.
Medea seems absolutely delighted with all the details, going, ooh. And then what happened?
Well, so he mentions as he tells this story, he describes how they in one of the main chapels on the Imperator Inquis came up against flesh warped creatures and Dark Eldar that basically were one with the shadows in this chapel, and they actually, unfortunately, they did lose our battle brother
Oh,
during
Aw.
this.
there
Specifically,
are.
the watch brother Maloch, the one who flew you into Port Hadley when you went into the
Storm Warden.
Yep, the Storm Warden. He's no longer among the living, and this saddens class, of course. He's lost one of his closest brothers, and but yeah,
Aw, he was a good guy.
yes, he was, but
Now
It
he's at
is-
the Emperor's side.
yes, that he is, and he it is what we do. We fight the enemies of the Imperium, and we gladly die to defend you and everyone else. And Maloch did his chapter proud.
We shall hold his name in honor of his sacrifice.
Yes, indeed. Well, you shall have that opportunity when we arrive at Watch Fortress Glorian.
What's that place like?
So he goes on to describe a place that is devoid of any pleasure, any color. Their cells are basically large enough for them to lie down on stone slabs. There is no merriment. It is when they are in the fortress, it's all about maintaining their battle readiness.
It sounds amazing.
And so the thing is,
Sister Francesca, that sounds like home.
and of
Oh,
course,
dear.
it's filled with chapels and reliquaries and all that, and so of course their armory is a thing there as well. And as he says this, so Class is a larger than life person who likes to have a good time and but even he describes, as he describes this, it's clear that it's home to him. It's where he belongs, and he looks forward to going home.
You know, keeping ready for battle means they need to keep training.
Yes.
Training is good.
Yep.
Medea agreed. Sounds nice.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, of course it's also floating in the middle of space, so there's that. But space stations is not an uncommon sight in the Imperium. But yeah,
Depends on why you run. She's just scraping the floor.
well, I suppose you've never seen a space station before.
I think I've seen a small one,
Well, you're about to see another one.
and then I've seen the insides of ships
Yes.
and the outsides of planets.
I don't like being on ships. Especially during this warp travel. It makes me itch. I don't like it.
It's annoying.
Yes. Don't you agree?
Is he asking me?
Yeah, he's asking Medea.
Yeah. The voices are annoying.
The voices.
Yeah. the whispery stuff that happens when you're in the thingy.
Ah, well,
Warp space stuff.
that fortunately doesn't happen to me. I've heard it happen to
Lucky.
brothers.
She grows. Oh my god, you're lucky.
Yes, I get to serve the Emperor. Of course I am. So, so is there anything the rest of you would like to do?
Yeah, held Akalon up. Basically,
Yes.
he's in a sorry state. So Francesca will, help him up, and she'll hobble over there, help him up, and let him lean on her for support.
Yes.
And then she locks the plates in that leg of her armor, so that it goes stiff.
Mm-hmm.
Because
She's her own bandage.
Because her leg is in no fit state for her to walk too much on.
Yes, I think between us we have a functioning leg each. We can walk like a human being just. Mm-hmm.
Prue will be
it's
happy
like-
to lend assistance as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
it's like that children's play thingy for fairs where you get one leg tied together, and then you have to run across the field.
Three-legged race, yes. No.
Yeah. She does help him up, and when he's she's made sure that he's conscious, if obviously in considerable pain.
Yeah,
She smiles. She does give him a warm smile and says, "Well fought, Akamon. Well done."
To you as well. I never thought I'd see anything that'd be a match for you.
I didn't think we were going to get out of that alive. I'll be honest.
We did our duty,
We did our duty indeed.
and I think I'll be doing a duty to myself and you to yourself if we go and get our legs fixed.
Absolutely. You need to go and spend time with the chirurgeon on board, but I need to.
I don't want another metal limb.
No, we don't need to take your leg off. I'm pretty sure of that. But you do need to stay down and let yourself heal up.
Fine with that.
I'm going to-
I can't think straight, I must admit.
That's fine. You've taken a blow.
Hmm.
She helps him to sit somewhere until we can make sure that he can get escorted to the medical bay
Mm-hmm.
and get some help.
Yeah.
And I shall make bloody sure that he gets priority treatment.
Oh, how considerate of you.
Well, so of course he does, and I imagine that Prue can confirm that he's not in danger of losing the leg. So
Unless he starts moving it on towards the
yeah,
whatever you say.
sure.
How much disappointment can we hear in Prue's voice that she doesn't get to give someone a new mechanical replacement?
None. There's no reason to replace something that's already working.
You take a more moderate attitude than most of the Mechanicus, then.
Well, I have the impression that she is a moderate, so
Yes.
Except when it comes to herself, I suppose.
Just as long as she doesn't end up being a radical or even heading into heretic levels of.
we can be
dabbling.
moderate without going over there.
Exactly.
So
Besides, it's a matter of resources as well.
Yes. Of
A
course.
lot of resources go into getting you a new limb, and if we can just use the one that's already working, that would be save us some resources.
Okay.
Yeah,
Prue's
absolutely.
quite practical.
Apparently,
I like Prue.
Prue's good.
and she
I don't know if she's good, but she's practical.
and she did get to shine a bit today.
She did. She did very well.
oh hell yes.
Cool.
But
So
just annoyed he kept fucking touching. The ass happy.
Yeah.
Haha, beat that. 3.
yeah,
Haha, beat that. 7. Fuck you!
yeah, he rolled, or all of them rolled damn well. So,
They really did.
Yes.
so in a way, it's fitting considering the the nature of the Dark Eldar.
Absolutely.
Take that!
So
God damn it.
so yeah, you continue on your way toward the Watch Fortress through the warp, and you feel like it's been months when you finally exit the terribleness that is. Is that a word? Terribleness.
The awfulness.
The awfulness.
Yes.
That's a that's a better word. That is the warp, and you enter into real space, and you see the black mega structure that is the Watch Fortress hover in space before you, and
Emperor be praised.
Mm.
I think I was about to say MP, but no, that's Fridays. Medea just jumps from one foot to the other. Ooh, 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 that's huge!
Yep.
And yes, even Klaas is giddy at the prospect of returning home. So the
Yeah, so there's a scene that I think Apollon was saying, "Welcome home, Watch Brother."
thank you.
Is that really it?
Yes.
That's enormous.
Yeah, well, it has to hold quite a few of us.
There is no time to waste. Let us get these artifacts on board immediately.
Yes.
And I suggest we use the teleportarium to do so.
Yes.
That place is full of people your size. The halls
Well,
must
not
be
all of them.
massive.
We have a
Servitors and stuff.
1,000 or so serfs and servitors and tech priests and all that. But yes, there are quite a few of us. I think at last count, I think we had 34 kill teams all in all.
Each made up of 5.
Ooh.
That is an impressive fighting force.
Yes, it is. Well, it is. Watch Fortress Glorian is one of the primary watch fortresses for the Death Watch in the Imperium. So yeah.
All right, that explains it. That is, nonetheless, it is a very impressive fighting force. That's
It is.
134 kill teams of 5, so that would be 170 battle brothers.
Well, it should be said that rarely are we all. I don't think we've ever been gathered, all of us, at any one time.
No,
We are
but
busy
even so,
doing
it's
the Emperor's
yeah, of course. that means that you project the might of 170 battle brothers from this one base.
Yes.
That is remarkable.
Oh, yeah. It is, I suppose.
Mm.
I've never given it much thought.
Medea pouts. This almost makes me wish I was born a man.
Ah, yes. Yes, there is
I
that.
think if you had been Medea, you would have been a fairly good candidate.
She flails. I know, right?
So, anyway, let's go to the teleportarium. Let's bring the artifacts and go to the teleportarium and get these under guard immediately.
So you make your way toward the teleportarium, and as you go there, the Watch Brother Kaikor, the tech marine,
Yes.
walks up besides Prue, and he asks, "What is your assessment of the artifacts we guard? Do they pose a threat to us?"
I believe they pose a threat to anyone who is not vile Xenos or worse.
All right. I may have a project that you can assist me with when we arrive at the Watch Fortress. Should you be so inclined, of course.
Unless I am otherwise occupied, I would be interested.
Excellent. Excellent.
Black Templars.
Yes. I mean,
I don't know what to shudder about.
They are so damned extremist. It hurts.
They are.
yes.
They really are. Okay, cool. Well, he nods, and you hear the hydraulics as he does so, and you enter into the teleportarium, and so the Watch Brothers, they've done this a million times before. So for them it is just standard operating procedure, but for you to be so remind me, lore people.
Yes.
How is it that teleportation works in Warhammer 40,000? Has that ever been
No, it has never
established?
been. No, it has never been. I believe that has never been explained. At
I
least
mean,
not to my knowledge.
how
It's
teleportarian.
it's. I think the closest we've gotten
Yeah.
is that it's a folding of space.
That's
It's
just-
not the same. It's not that you go through the warp, for example,
No.
because that would instantly be lethal because you have no personal Gela fields.
Yep.
So I believe that it's been explained roughly as that, but it's never been fleshed out.
No, fair enough. Then we get to decide.
I do believe
Well,
that-
it probably has, but in a book I haven't read.
I do believe that they file teleportation under ancient technology we no longer fully understand to get away with it.
I think that's actually kind of true.
Let's see what.
So-
Imperial teleporters are massive devices built into spacecraft and buildings and require considerable power supplies. The military use teleporters. Use it to blah 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 blah. Again, there's really not much in the way of description. So what I imagine this is as you enter this cavernous chamber, in the center of which stands this insanely complex apparatus, and surrounding this apparatus is a throng of what are they called? Clerics and other holy people, singing the praises of the Emperor, and tech priests milling about to maintain this apparatus. And in fact, the tech priest Kaikor does the same. He helps prepare the teleportarium because it hasn't been activated yet, and that's basically what they're doing is appeasing the Emperor and the Omnissiah. And so the Battle Brothers, they just walk into the center of this strange machinery, and they look at you, basically waiting for you to follow along.
But there follows,
Absolutely.
curiously, big eyes. Ooh.
So the tech priests and they then begin the sacred rites necessary to activate the teleportarium, and so I imagine that using the teleportarium to teleport one from A to B is a rather psychedelic experience. Surreal would be the word to use, as your body is exposed to forces of nature that nobody should be exposed to. Humans are simply not designed for teleportation. But in the blink of an eye, you're no longer on the ship. Instead, you find yourselves in a similar chamber. There's no doubt about this, but and it is also filled with imperial iconography. And there is a massive eye, inquisitorial eye, not in as in
Oh, okay. I was just like, ah!
No, if we turn
The
up-
letter. It's the letter.
Yeah, the letter
Yes.
I. Opposite the teleporterium, dominating one of the walls, and so Watch Sergeant Enoch just breathes a sigh of relief and says, "Home at last." And then they walk out of the teleporterium, and I think that's a good time for us to end this session, with you guys having now experienced teleportation.
Yeah.
And so we are edging ever closer to the big finale of this this campaign. We have a few sessions left, 2, 3 maybe, and we'll see what happens.
Yep.
So I think for this session I'll give you 500 experience.
Cool.
Nice.
Wound-wise, did we get healed up
Well,
on the journey?
So I said it would. It felt like a month at least. That's not to say that it is actually a month inside the warp. But yeah, let's say that you're healed up and ready to take some more beatings. So yeah.
Of which I'm sure there'll be many.
Oh, of course there will.
Probably. Let's see what we can spend XP on here before logging out.
Yes. I think that's a good time for us to say goodbye to the audience. So
Yep.
Dear viewing or listening audience, until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.